Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, June 14th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is I balance my wonder and curiosity with discernment and wisdom. And hello from the House of Upgrades. I am on an upgraded computer thanks to a beautiful client friend, and I'm grateful, and I would like to hear what you think. Can you hear me? I mean, I had to go through settings and everything, and it's so funny to me that every camera is different. You know, like, I'm like, oh, this is what I look like on this camera. And it reminds me of how we see each other. We all see each other through different lenses. So here I am through this lens today in time for a Mercury CAZIMI and a little bit of a T-square going on in the mutable signs. But the big thing today is that Sun-Mercury conjunction, also known as a CAZIMI. I like to think of it as a spotlight. So we have the sun spotlight shining on Mercury, but they really do affect each other. Planets all affect each other. Now the sun has, I would say, a larger impact, but Mercury's impact cannot be denied. So today is going to have some really strong mental vibes, but also probably some strong curiosity and mischief vibes, maybe some interesting technology snafus and challenges going on. But what is the lesson? I think that's always my focus in Astro is what is the lesson? How is this Astro trying to help us, serve us? And I think that it is because, well, going back to the energy mantra, it is trying to help us balance out the curiosity and wonder and information sponginess that Gemini energy brings with a little bit of the Moon in Virgo, which helps with that discernment and helps look at things, through the Virgo eye, which can be sometimes critical, but it can also be through a lens of wholeness and holiness. That Moon in Virgo is hanging out with Lilith, so we've got a little bit of the Lilith energy, which is you do you, boo, and make sure it's you. And then we have, it's a little bit of a wide lens, but we have Saturn and we have Neptune pulling on these energies in Pisces, which brings a higher institution, higher level, higher understanding, soul standing, soul understanding, soul understanding, I don't know, to this energy. And there's something that I'm not mentioning that I think needs to be mentioned in this. So it's actually not a T-square, it's actually a grand square. We in Western astrology don't usually look at the placement of Earth because we're here on Earth, we feel its effects, right? But Earth in this, in this energy is actually holding space in Sagittarius, which brings that wisdom to help balance out the curiosity and the instant knowledge energy that's going on. So it's an interesting energy day. My encouragement to you in this is stay open. But even as you stay open, even as you read things, bring all those layers, the higher understanding, the curiosity, the, maybe the looking at it from a critical way, but also through your lens, not just somebody else's interpretation's lens, and then wisdom that you have gleaned over this lifetime and other lifetimes. So we've got a lot of wholeness going on in and through this energy. Today's a great day to notice the synchronicity, to notice the connections. There's some magic alongside the mischief when it comes to a mercurial connection. Also, as I'm looking at this, Venus is not all that far from the Mercury Sun conjunction. Venus is just hanging out a few degrees away, and so there's just a lot of energy kind of thrumming through this connection. I often think that it's like looking at everything else that can help us feed in. So the first part of the day has the moon in Virgo, and the moon in Virgo, soon after the peak of the conjunction, will be working with that Neptune energy, pulling in that Neptune magic, pulling in the illusion delusion energy that Neptune brings. So again, where we want to look at things with awareness, but also look at things through our pink lenses a little bit and through the lens of casting magic into our life, because it makes a difference. I actually feel very called at this point to pull a card from my Divine Abundance deck by Tosha Silver. What I love about Tosha Silver, Capricorn, did practice astrology for a long time and has some wonderful books like Outrageous Openness and That's Not Your Money, and some great card decks. And her work is really about like co-creating with the divine, but really surrendering to the divine. As I pulled the Trust card, and look at that magic happening. And it says on here, allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longing, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. Today's that day, like beyond getting stuck in the stories of why things are not working, telling the stories of what you desire, of what's important to you. I think that's why one reason we have that Taurus energy that comes before the Gemini, because the Taurus energy, like you get to learn like what you want, so that with the Gemini, while you're learning about all kinds of things in the world, you can bring it back around to the energy of what's important to you, and like bring your mind to that and allow yourself to speak and think highly of that. Notice your thoughts. Notice your communications. Now, the second part of the day has the moon moving into Libra. That's going to be right around 11:11 a.m. Pacific time that we have the moon moving into Libra energy, which brings along our connections. And Gemini is really keen. There's that word again. Gemini can be really keen on connections, making connections, connecting to those who you have some kind of connection with. Now, to be fair, we have a connection with everybody here, but there's those synchronistic connections that bring you back pieces of yourself, that bring you back into balance and harmony. And that's part of Moon and Libra's agenda, is like, can we find that balance and harmony energy? And I don't know, these cards I have, it's like it's just going to be flowing. So just kind of watch and see like what comes up as you follow the divine winks, the divine callings within yourself. Let's see. Moon in Libra, its first connection will be with Pluto. So there might be a little, watch those connections, utilize that discernment, because there might be some little power struggle that comes up with that. But again, any power struggle, any challenge like that can lead you back to yourself. It can lead you back to your empowerment. It can show you where you have those energy leaks. The moon's also going to be connecting to Jupiter, hanging out in Gemini. And so again, more of these beneficial energies coming up and coming through. Now, I do want to give us a little heads up for the weekend. Saturday is kind of quiet, but on Sunday we're going to have Venus moving out of Gemini and moving into Cancer. That's not going to be till late in the evening. My recording will be up before it shifts. But do know that with Venus finishing up in Gemini, you may really find yourself like wanting to experiment and try new things and like allow yourself. That's part of the fun of Gemini, is to be like, what's this? What's this? Always take your intuition with you. Very important, but it's fun to tune in. So let's look at these cards. We have the Going with the Flow card. When you're in your flow, that synchronicity happens. The universe is always taking our hand and guiding us. And that's one of the things that you can start your day with, like, I'm grateful to be in my flow and noticing and aligning with divine synchronicity. There's another mantra for you. Utilizing our words. And it looks like being in our flow can be opening up some new energies. I also love the Fool for Gemini because I think Gemini, while the Fool can often be like Aries energy, I feel like it can also be Gemini because Gemini can be like, whoa, what's this? Whoa, what's this? My favorite people in the world are the ones who can look at things with wonder. And I think when we engage that part of our inner child energy, it can be so healing. See what you can look at from the lens of the Fool, from the, whoa, what's that? Unfolding kind of energy. So our final card is the Laziness card. And like I said, with the Sun and Gemini, be ready to be receptive of messages, but also be ready to like imagine and daydream all the good you would like to pull into your existence and experience. So that's it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.